Hello, good afternoon. Hope you're doing well. I am too, actually. I'm doing fantastic. Oh, it's still a bit of a chilly season in Nairobi. Well, we thank God for August because pretty soon the sun is gonna be out. I hope you're enjoying the last of the cold season. Anyway, today I've had something bugging me for a while, and I thought I should actually take the time to discuss it. The topic of stress. As of last week, I came to learn there's this information that in the last 3 months alone, we've had about 483 cases of suicide, and I would like to think that is reported because some might go unreported, but the reported cases are about 483 cases. There's also an article by the Standard newspaper that I read some time back that indicated there's about 120,000 cases of suicide in Nyeri every month. And looking at this, I just decided maybe someone should talk about it. So today I want to tackle the topic of stress, the symptoms, the signs, and the causes, and also what can we do. Believe me not, stress is a good thing. But like everything else, it needs moderations, yeah? What is stress? You might want to know. What is stress? I'll put it as stress is your body's way of responding to any threat or demand. When you sense danger, whether it's real or it's imagined, like is it in your head or you're actually looking at the dangerous situation, then the body's defense system kicks in. It needs to protect you, yeah? So it's so rapid. It's automatic that the body will go to either fight or flight mode. That will be your stress response. It is your body trying to protect you. For example, you're moving and there's a car coming from behind. Automatically, you'll feel the need to jump, get out of the way. Your body is telling you there is danger. You need to protect it. And that means your stress has kicked in. Your stress levels have gone high. Yeah? That is your body's way of trying to save you. At the same time, stress can also help you rise and meet challenges. Keep you on your toes. For example, you're at work, you have a presentation coming up, stress level kind of jump up the roof. This helps you concentrate more because you need to win. You need to have a perfect presentation. So when your stress levels are more, you tend to concentrate. Your ability to concentrate is top notch. So that is where stress comes and plays in. But like everything, too much of it is not good for you. It reaches a point that your stress level are damaging. to who you are. And sometimes it creeps on you. You don't even realize it. You just find yourself and you can't really explain how you actually reached there. What happens when it's the fight or flight mode? What happens to your body when you feel threatened? So your nervous system will respond by releasing floods of stress hormones. The kind of hormones that are going to be released includes adrenaline, cortisol, and these just arouses the body in case of an emergency. Like that emergency action, there is a car coming, you need to jump out of the road. So adrenaline spikes up and you're able to jump out of the way. Yeah. The physical changes in your body that are kind of due to the reaction to the stress, what happens to your body? You know, there's a lot of red flags happening in your body at that particular point. So what is actually happening to your body? And then at that particular point, your strength has increased, your stamina is top notch, your speed is heightened. This is to enable you reduce your reaction time. Yeah, be able to react on time and also enhance your focus so that you're able to get out of your dangerous way. Either you fighting, like I come and I pick up a fight with you. So when your body has responded that way, you're able to fight back. Or it's a case where you need actually to flee. And by the fact that your body has enhanced its speed, your focus levels, your strength are high. With its speed, you can easily flee. So it's not that stress is a bad thing. The only problem comes in when it becomes chronic. And our bodies are not very good at differentiating between emotional and physical threats. If you're super stressed over an argument, a work deadline, a mountain of bills, your body just reacts as strongly as if you're facing true danger. Like, for example, the same way my body will react after from a fight is the same way it reacts when I'm almost knocked by a vehicle. So the body is not distinguishing that this is emotional, I need to deal it in a different way. This is physical, I need new. It just kind of counts them as the same thing. And now because of this, the more the emergency stress system is activated, the easier it becomes to trigger, making it harder to shut off. For example, I've had a fight with a friend today. I come to the office, I have work deadlines and my stress level is super high. I leave and something else happened. So consistently my emotions are being triggered. Consistently my stress levels are increasing. It reaches a point that any small thing, any minute thing is capable of triggering my stress levels. And you see, when it becomes so chronic, the body cannot actually deal with it. Yeah. And this can lead to health problems. For example, depression and anxiety. You see, depression doesn't start as depression. It starts from a stress level. Your stress levels have so much skyrocketed and you're not in position to deal with them. It reaches a point that you become depressed. You're always anxious. Something small can easily trigger you. It reaches a point you cannot sleep. You're experiencing sleep disorders. Some points you're either eating too much or you cannot eat. Those who will eat all the chocolates on the shelves, ice creams, too much food, and then there are those who cannot even swallow a bite. You start having your immunity kind of, I don't know how that triggers. I'm not a medic, I wouldn't know, but you tend to find when your stress levels are usually high, you tend to fall sick more often. So I tend to think you kind of experience autoimmune whatever ailments, and you have sometimes you cannot even digest. It also triggers your pain tolerance, yeah. So you're always in pain. Your joints paining, your body's paining. Medically, you cannot even, like, the doctor cannot pinpoint what's wrong with you, and you're seriously in pain. And, well, because of the eating issue, some have weight gain, some have weight losses. And you find even like mental issues, people are talking to themselves. If someone is walking and they're not mad, they're just talking to themselves, and this because they're stressed out. It means they have a stress overload. So how do we deal with this? How do we let it not creep to us that it reaches a point we cannot be helped? Because once you're dead, nobody can help you. You're just gone. It's the pain that you're leaving behind. It's the children that you've left as orphans that are going to suffer the blood of your actions. It's your parents that have lost their child that are going to feel it. It's the spouse who's lost their loved one. It's the friends. I've always had this tendency of saying that suicide is very selfish. Any person who chooses to take their own life is selfish. I know it's a harsh kind of standpoint, or when you see that a wife has decided, was it last week or last week but one, a wife decided to hug the husband and her children and then kill herself. I don't know what her pain was. I cannot try to think that I do understand. And you find that a wife has decided to kill herself. Who's going to raise those children when you leave them behind? How are they going to cope with it? What about your husband? What about your family, your parents? Did you think about them before you decided to act? And for the situation of this lady who decided to hug her husband and her children and then strangle herself, what about her parents? How will they be able to deal with that? Did she think that far? What about the parents of the man she just killed? And then in looking at the other side of the coin, what is it that she was going through that she felt she couldn't handle? That she felt the only way out of this is ending my life and the life of my children and my husband. And she tried to seek help. And to the families out there, there's a story, I think it was last year, but one, of a lady whose marriage was broken. So she decided to go back to her parents' house with her son and daughter. And she goes home, stays like a couple of days, and her mother insists that she has to go back to her husband's house. But in her heart, she felt she can't go back. And she tried to explain to her mother, but her mother was insistent and even gave her fare. You have to go back to your husband. And what did she do? She took the fan. She bid her mother goodbye. Only that her mother did not know it was the last time she was going to see her daughter. So the lady took herself and her children and threw herself into a dam. And that was the end of her family. Can we be there? Be that shoulder to lean on. Be that shoulder to cry on. And whoever is going through something, I know some of us, even most of us, when you're going through something, at a particular point, you're not willing to open up. You're not willing to share. Find that person you can talk to. Don't carry the weight of the world alone. The weight is too heavy for one shoulder. It's too heavy. Don't carry it alone. Don't feel like there is something that you're going through that you cannot share. Have that pastor you can talk to. Have that friend you can talk to. There's so many counseling services out here that are willing. And in the spirit of Kenyans here, the willingness to give is one thing that God sincerely blessed us with. Trust you me, don't mind that some will laugh. Share it out. There is that person who will be touched enough. Don't die alone. There is this thing that I usually say to myself. That these too shall pass. These too shall pass. And that is one thing you need to believe in your heart. Whatever it is that you're going through, whatever situation it is that you're handling right now, believe one thing for sure, that these too shall pass. It doesn't matter how weighty it feels to you. You're not the first one, you want to be the last one. And as long as you're willing to take that one step forward, as long as you're willing to take a step forward, these too shall pass. It doesn't matter that you don't have food today. It doesn't matter that you're in an abusive marriage. It doesn't matter that you're sick. These too shall pass. It does not matter that you're jobless. It does not matter that society is looking down upon you. It does not matter. Because as long as you believe these too shall pass, there is a lot of power in what you believe in. Your life is a series of your beliefs. Hardships are there. We all pass through one form or another. I am not saying I know what you're going through. I don't. Because probably I haven't gone through it. And even if I've gone through it, probably it was not exactly the way you went through it. But believe in your heart that these too shall pass. Today I was encouraged by a story of a young man. So this boy is supposed to have joined high school. Was it yesterday, I believe? Yeah. Form 1. And you see, he comes from a very poor background. His parents cannot afford it. They sell vegetables for a living. They can barely afford to take care of the family. So in talking to his friends, his neighbors, I believe, he's told that, if you don't join on the first day, you lose your chance. Even that happens a lot in Kenya because chances are sold. And the young man is like, me in school is a must. I have to go to school. So the young man wakes up, very early in the morning at 3 a.m., leaves the parents. They don't even know where the young man has gone. Puts on his primary school uniform and his slippers, because apparently he doesn't even have shoes, and walks 50 kilometers. 50 kilometers to his new school. He reaches there, he has nothing other than the uniform he's putting on. Requests to see the headmaster. He's shown in and talks to him. Right now it's a story in Kenya. Right now it's a story for well-wishers to come together and help ensure this kid stays in school. But you see, there was a starting point. His starting point, he was not willing to settle. He was not willing to accept that this is my fate. I'm going to study. It's okay. No. You see, most people settle also. This young man said, no, I'm not settling. It's 50 kilometers. I'm going to walk it. I'll walk. I'll go. I'll make myself present. And with the fact that Kenyans are a giving society, I trust this young man will get an education. So whatever it is you're going through, don't hold it in. Don't keep it to yourself. Share. I like to probably talk about Amani counselors. They are some of the best counselors actually. They do online counseling. They can talk to you over the phone. Over my journey, I've met some people in my circles who are also counselors. So, there's so many counseling services in Kenya. Friends, colleagues, pastors, Amani counseling, like I've said previously, they're out there to help you. You can't carry the shoulder of the world alone. Your world. And probably this time your world is crushing you. Don't carry it alone. Don't be the lone wolf. Break the circle. Get help. And for some of us who are friends out there, normalize checking up on each other. Hey, I called her, she's not picking. Call again. I texted her, she's not responding. Do it again. Don't give up. Do it again and again and again. Don't give up. Everybody is worth fighting for. Every human life matters. Every life saved. Every life restored. You never know. Just know each and every person in your circle, whether you know them, you don't know them, they're worth fighting for. Meet someone, you don't know them, but they look distressed. Can you find out? Can we normalize finding out what's going on with others, even if we don't know them? So that when you don't know, it's not your problem. No. Let us make each other our problem. Let us be human. Let us actually normalize being human. I just hope that if I know you and you're going through something, reach out. I'll give you that ear. I give the hug. I'll be there for you. hope we can normalize that for each other. It's important. Let us reduce the suicide ratio. Can we reach a point that actually people are dying from something else other than taking their own lives? You're worth fighting for, you're worth living. There's a reason you're still alive. You have a purpose. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your loved ones. Don't give up.